On November 2001, Microsoft stunned the world with the announcement that it would enter the 6th generation console race, where Sega Dreamcast, Sony PlayStation 2 and Nintendo GameCube were already racing with each other. A fourth player was expected in this console war, but as nobody knew very well what to expect, a lot of uncertainty hung over Microsoft. On January 6, 2001, Bill Gates, together with the then wrestling fighter Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, announced the console of the North American giant.
I want to use that sometime, Bill.
Well, thanks, Rock, and it really is an honor to have you here.
Being big and large, the Xbox presented a revolutionary design to the world, with a huge X on the top, with a circle in the center that contained the console's name. A total of 4 players were able to share the same console without recurring to extra accessories, which its main rival, Sony PlayStation 2, forced to buy. Originally, the console was launched with its large controller called Duke, which quickly became a target of criticism as many of its users reported fatigue and discomfort with that controller in hand. Microsoft quickly picked up the specifically released control from the Japanese markets of smaller and lighter dimensions, thus discontinuing the Duke. The Xbox Controller S started to be a part of all new kits globally, and its design remains very similar to what is still used in present day on Xbox controllers. Originally, the Xbox has a network ports, which allowed it to connect to a service that Microsoft created from the ground up for this console, the Xbox Live. This originally was free in North America and quickly got traction with players, thus opening something new in the world of gaming. When this console came out, the definition of multiplayer gaming is not the same as we know it today. Then, multiplayer gaming was playing with our friends locally, all sharing the same console in the same place. This service was brought to a new generation of players, something like gamertag, list of friends and extra content for our games. With over 24 million units sold worldwide, the heart of this machine was equipped with a 733 MHz Pentium 3, which was modified and customized especially for exclusive use on the Xbox. In addition to the CPU, it had 64 MB of RAM and the NVIDIA graphics card, the GeForce 3 NV2A at 233 MHz. The great innovation was included in an 8 GB hard drive, which was later upgraded to 10 GB. This capacity was low even compared to personal computer HDD disks, but it was more than enough to hold our saves in addition to our favorite songs, because we were able to make copies of music CDs directly to the disk of our console. The inclusion of a HDD disc on the Xbox was really a progress at the time of its release, which now has become standard in most consoles released up until today. This combination of hardware and software allowed it to be one of the first steps of many franchises, many of those we still play today. Halo Combat Evolved, created by Bungie, redefined FPS on consoles and opened the eyes of many players into one of the most iconic series of video games from the Microsoft company. Graphics that were top-notch at the time of launch made the character we controlled, the Master Chief, one of the icons of Xbox. This game allowed melee combat, driving a buggy with allies, or even steal enemy ships, thus diversifying all the gameplay. Although today it is a game considered weak visually, we have to remember that this precious gem appeared in 2001, which for the time it was considered a mark in the history of video games. Project Gotham Racing, currently a discontinued game, it was the best-selling game after Halo, because it offered something new with its graphics quality, sound and gameplay. The races took place on the streets of New York, Tokyo, London and San Francisco, these recreated in great detail. With arcade driving style and somewhat simplified controls, the enemy AI was one of the strong points, as it could make every race unique and always challenging. Bizarre Creations, the creator of this saga, has made one of the most unique game series on the original Xbox, continuing this until finally appears on Xbox 360 with Project Gotham Racing 4. Dead or Alive 3, created by Team Ninja, it was very well received by a community used to Tekken or Virtua Fighter. Being just another fighting game, it was something that Team Ninja did not want, because they wanted to raise the standard of this very competitive genre. Dead or Alive 3 is a game that tries to be different from others because its fights take place at a frenetic rhythm with somewhat destructible scenarios and several floors. Once again, this game allowed to demonstrate the full potential of the giant console because it ran at a super enjoyable 60 FPS with highly detailed scenarios and top graphics. Xbox, Xbox Classic or Xbox Original, for me this is the console that made a position and redirected the market because it introduced unique features. From hard drive, sharing the console to a total of 4 friends, to the graphic revolution made Xbox an adversary to fear. It is currently very difficult to find one in good condition or even working, but without a doubt it gives a huge sensation of nostalgia to recover some of the launch titles and understand the path we have been going so far.